To navigate to Google Drive, you're going to need to click on the waffle in the top right-hand corner. From there, you're going to click on the triangle that's labeled Drive. Once you're in your Google Drive, you're going to see a few things. At the top, you'll likely see suggested documents. These are going to be documents that you accessed frequently or the last document that you've opened. There's a way to turn this off that I'll show you once we get into the settings of Google Drive. Below suggested, you'll see folders. This is where your folders are going to live, and when you create a new one, it's going to show up here. And below that, you're going to see files. Files are like the equivalent to a loose piece of paper in a hanging folder. So these do not live in any folder, they're just free for all. When you open a folder, you're going to see different subfolders. So I'm going to open this one as an example. Once we're inside of this folder, you'll see that there are going to be additional subfolders. So these are all of the units for the computer refresh training. Below that are the files that do not live in any of these subfolders. To create a new folder, you could come up here to the New button, click it, and then select Folder. I'm going to label this one Example Folder. You'll see it shows up here, and then I can open it, and there is an empty folder. From here, if you wanted to add a new document, you would again come to New, and you could do one of the following things. You could upload a file from your computer. So when you click on this, it will bring you to the file storage on your computer. This is one way of taking any documents that are on your computer and putting it onto your Google Drive. Or you can click New and Folder Upload. That's a way that you could upload an entire folder. So say I wanted to upload all of the contents that are inside of this folder, you would select it and then click Upload. Or if you want to use the tools that are within Google Drive, you could create a new document here by clicking on Google Docs. I'm going to name it Example Document. And then I'm going to click out of it. You'll see that it shows up here under Files. But let's say that I wanted to move this document into a folder. Well, there are two ways that you could do that. You could left click and hold on the file and drag it over top of the folder. You'll see that it lights up, and when you let go, it's going to show up in that folder now. Or another way to move the document would be to use the left-hand menu. So in the left-hand menu, you'll see that where it's highlighted My Drive. That's because we are in our own personal drives. From here, I'm going to click on the left side arrow. You'll see that now the different folders that I have that are right here show up right here. And if I click once more, all of the subfolders are going to show up here. So if I wanted to move this example document into one of these folders, you could again left click and drag it and then put it over whichever folder. I'm going to put it in the example folder, and then once you release it, it will have moved. So now I could click here to see that document, or I'm going to click on My Drive once more. I could click here, go to example folder, and then see that exact same document. On the left side menu, you're going to see a few options. Right here is the New button. This is where you can add any new documents. Right here, you'll see My Drive. My Drive is going to be your own personal place that you can keep your documents. And then there are shared drives. So shared drives are going to be a different video, but this is how you are going to access. Then right here, this is a great place to go if you have a document that has been shared with you, but you are not seeing it within your drive. If you click on that, you'll see any documents that have been shared by another person with you. So you'll see here that I've been given access to this document, the Presidential Annual Report. So I can do one trick here. So up at the top, you'll see the title. You'll see you could star it, and you can add a shortcut to your drive. So I'm going to click both of those. I'm going to decide where I want this to go. So I'm going to click on my drive, click on this arrow, and then add it to whichever folder, or you could just simply put it into your drive and say add shortcut here. So I'm not adding it to a folder. It's adding. And then when I click out of this, you're going to see two things. I'm going to come back up to my drive, and now you'll see that document is right here under Files. And if you come down here to Starred, you'll see that that document, because I starred it, now shows up under the Starred folder. Now we're going to go back to Shared with Me just to show you some of the other parts of a shared document. So you'll see here that it has suggested once more, but it also has documents that have been shared with you based on the timeline of when they were shared. You can adjust that by clicking here, and you can adjust it to order them by name, by the last time that you edited anything in that document, or the ones that were last open. So this is a good one if you are frequently going back to documents quite often. But again, that Shared with Me is right here. You'll also see recent. So these are going to be documents that you have opened the most recently. And when you are in your trash, you'll see that all of the items that have been deleted will be kept here for up to 30 days. If you accidentally deleted something, you can right-click on it and click Restore or Delete Forever.